Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We are keeping our fingers crossed that we are going to be getting a little bit of snow in for the next couple days, maybe starting tomorrow night into Friday, just in time for the 3-day holiday weekend, President's Day weekend, which is typically a busy time for Pagosa Springs. So let's keep our fingers crossed that we have a lot of snow coming in. It is only the middle of February, right? And we're just talking about storms. So as a reminder, with it being a 3-day weekend, we do want to remind everybody that the chamber will also be closed on Monday, President's Day. Remember, we've switched things around a little bit. So we are starting off with our guest today. And I am super happy to bring onto the show this year's Citizen of the Year, who was announced at our annual gala last Friday evening. And that is none other, many people know, Larry Ash, who is one of Pagosa's premier builders. And Larry, we've known each other a long time, but I am so pleased that you were nominated and were awarded Citizen of the Year. I was with somebody earlier this morning and they said, gosh, I've heard about Larry Ash, but I never met him before. And so here you were in person at the gala on Friday evening. Congratulations to your award as Citizen of the Year for 2024.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and it's a great honor.
Well, you know, Larry, we talked a little bit about, I think so many people look at people that are in our community now and those that are making impacts in our community right now, because it's top of mind. But you've been here, we were talking 50 years you're celebrating this year, I guess,
Yes.
Of being here in Pagosa.
Right. My family bought land here in the mid 60s, and we built a house in late 60s and moved up permanently in 1975. So yes, this is my 50th year in Pagosa Springs.
So everything stayed the same. No changes here in Pagosa. We just roll right along, right?
We just roll right along. If I could tell you the changes I've seen, the good and the bad, but most of it's good. And being a contractor here, obviously, I encouraged the growth and built a lot of custom homes over my period of time here. So, but yeah, having a passion in this community, I'd say the growth. It's kind of nice having a hospital because we didn't have it for so long. It's kind of nice. I still call it the new high school, but this is the 25th year anniversary of it. But to me, it seems new.
Exactly.
High school, we didn't have really a football field. We didn't have a track. The old gym that's in the middle school is the gym I use. So, growth like that. I love Walmart being here. We used to leave town to go all the way to Farmington until Durango got their Walmart. So yeah, I've seen a lot of changes over the years, and I'm going to say they're very positive. It is a little different town, but to me, I have a passion for this community that's the same. And I guess when you live here that long, you kind of just go with the flow as far as the growth deal, and we don't notice as much as I think people might leave and come back. So I love it.
Sure. Well, Larry, in your early years as starting off as a builder, one of the things that we mentioned at the gala was, your involvement in the different organizations, certainly setting new codes. The community has gone through several iterations of building codes and updating, and whether it's fire protection, water, building codes. And I think inevitably you were one of those people that happened to always be on that planning group. So how do you see those kinds of changes affecting how we are here in Pagosa Springs right now?
Well, one of the biggest things I got involved in was I formed a committee to be the bridge between, let's say, my industry and the government as far as building codes, building officials, policies they might have and stuff like that, to be able to, so the industry could play a part in that, because that's such a huge part of the industry is the codes. And having the county have its own building department, the town has its own building department, and then we have the fire district, and to form a committee of people from the industry to work with those individuals as far as, so that instead of them telling us this is what we're doing, it came from us, the saying, we agreed and helped them rewrite it, to put amendments to the code, to update the codes, to make it applicable for this area. And no better place to come from the industry itself. So, that committee is still sitting there if it's called needed. But that committee, as we had a lot of contractors at the same table, and I think I had 180 different subcontractors, vendors, architects, builders over that period of time come and play a part in that. And for this community, that's a huge number for that industry to be part of. But the other thing the industry was seeing, and we were talking about, was the lack of young, skilled workers in it. We seem to be baby boomers and older, as far as that we knew that it was getting hard to get young people involved. And that committee, actually, I went in from the school board and say, we need more vocational classes, is what I called it, but it's called CTE, Career Technical Education. And they agreed. The school boards, they agreed that was needed. They had kind of eliminated some of those stuff over the years and saw the need also, but a big budget line item. They said, it might take us a couple of years to start budgeting for new programs. And we kind of said, then I think this is a good time that we do it. And they said, who's we? I said, this community. The community sees the needs as much as anything else. And I think they would support these programs. And so that evolved into Build Pagosa, which is what we have now, to work with the school district. It's their classes. We just support those classes and we help them find avenues to create these classes. But the school district has been incredible to work with. I know they appreciate what we do because we can fund some of these classes. And we started 9 years ago with two little classes of 16 kids each in one little corner of a building. And over the years now it's advanced. I think we support over 12 classes and 150 students a year. But over that period of time, we've had over 600 students in our classes that we help support. When I say we, partner with the school district. Couldn't do it
without them. But you've also expanded just the building trades to include other career and technical courses. And why don't you talk about those?
Okay. So exactly, my passion obviously is the building industry, and that's what we went in there to do. But the very first time I met the school board, they said, we need help to create a lot of other classes that we see would benefit this community. So Build Pagosa went out and we started saying, okay, let's start with building trades. And then we did wood shop, and then we did a culinary class. Then we welding, auto mechanics, metal fabrication, a drafting class. We do ag class, or when I say we do, we support those. Meaning if they need more funding or more expertise, then we go out and try to get that for them. Here, health science is a huge class that was started this year. And we actually have a drone class, which people say drone, but yeah, well, there's a big need if you think of all the industries right now using drones. But so what we've done, everything I just mentioned is a skill level and education brought this community that this community needed. Everything I just said, the culinary was early on. Todd Stevens came on to open that up, and we kind of thought outside the box a little. We don't think as administrators or school personnel. They said, well, we need a teaching kitchen, and we said, well, why don't you use your cafeteria? And that's kind of how it evolved. Todd Stevens was working with the school district anyway. He said, I would love to teach it, and he's certified to teach it, and he's in this area, he's incredible history of the restaurants he's had here. So that's how some of these classes kind of got started. It was just, we would think a little bit different, outside the box, let's call it. But it really was a grassroots, meaning, this community has come above and beyond to support us to support these programs. And the thing we found out now is we have so many classes and everything is our facilities can't handle it. We could expand even more, but we don't have the facilities. And of course, the school would have to go through a bond election and everything to build a building. And Bill Pagosa says we can't wait. you know, every year we're missing students, we're missing opportunities here. So let's build a building. And then with that building, not just for the high school, we'll probably we are working at least with them during the school hours, but this is workforce training. This is secondary education. This is adult training. It's some of our stakeholders, let's call them, who wants to be involved in it for training, like La Plata Electric, the hospital, have a facility that we can actually train more people in. So our emphasis in the last couple of years has gone to let's build a building in this town, and jointly it'll be on the school property. So we'll have a lease with them, but Bill Pagosa will own the building, so we can open it up after hours, let's call it, on summers, weekends, and everything else. Our internship we have will be housed there, which the CDC's been a great partner there with us. So, apprenticeship programs could come through there, but the interest is incredible. And this building minimum is going to be over 4 million, and we're over 3 million, and we have some promissaries to maybe get there sooner than we thought.
Well, we hope so. Really, Larry, it is. We're going to talk a little bit more about workforce development after you get off, but and some classes that are coming available. But for our business community, it is huge. And we really want to thank you for the leadership that you have taken in the past, in years past, and the leadership now for the future. We know the importance is that at some point in time, you do want to retire. So I get it. We're going to move that forward. So
yeah,
whatever
I don't know
is the
about
reason behind it.
Yeah, retired or just being tired.
Well, over 50 years, many people would have turned in their hat, their number a long time ago and stopped volunteering and working towards a community. And we acknowledge you for your vision and your recognition as a leader in this community for so many years. And we appreciate you joining today. We just wanted to give you one more congratulations on your award this year.
Thank you. It's a great honor.
Well, thank you, Larry, for joining us. One more thing. Go ahead.
Well, I got to combine my passion. I have a passion for community. I have a passion for my industry, and I have a passion for education of kids. I've always been involved in kids one way or other, not only my own, my grandkids now. In this community, I've always been one of those contractors, hire kids, train kids. A lot of other contractors in town right now, I was able to bring them up through the industry. So, it's nice to be in a community and combine a bunch of passions into one. So.
Well, you've certainly been an example, and we really appreciate it. And congratulations once again on your award. And thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Go back and pick up that hammer and get to work.
That's where I'm headed.
All right. Thank you, Larry. We appreciate it. And everybody, thanks once again to Larry Ash as the 2024 Citizen of the Year. Let's go through some announcements that we have right now. Once again, we mentioned that the chamber offices will be closed on Monday. Let's see what happens if we get a snow day on Friday. But right now, we do have the office being closed on President's Day on Monday. Please mark down on your calendar the following events. At the end of the month, we do have the Cone Zone meeting. This is going to be a very important meeting for our business community and those along the Highway 160 corridor. So that meeting is going to take place on Thursday, the 27th of February, and that will be held at Motel Soco beginning at 6 o'clock. The following day is going to be Business Happy Hour, and just in time for Mardi Gras, they are going to be having a Mardi Gras theme, and it's going to be at Aspire Medical Services and Education, starting at 5 o'clock on Friday the 28th. Mark that one down on your calendar because it's going to be fun. We also want, we mentioned with Larry, we want to talk about some important workforce development. I want to remind people that starting next week is the fiber installer and broadband certification. Once again, an opportunity of a lifetime if you are interested in changing careers. We know the challenge is the classes are Monday through Friday, the 17th through the 28th, a 2-week course, 9 to 5. You may say, gosh, I'm working. I can't do that. We hope that you consider, look, try, speak with the CDC. There'll be another class in March in Cortez or in Mancos at the Pueblo Community College campus. The training fee is $1,000, but tuition assistance up to that amount is available. This is an opportunity of a lifetime if you're looking to upskill, reskill, get a new career. After you get this certification, there are businesses waiting to hire people. So you can almost be assured to come out of this certification with a job. So please, if you have any questions, visit contact the Pagosa Springs Community Development Corporation and see about getting signed up for this class. It's going to be, again, an opportunity. In next week, we will be talking a little bit more about some other, for you business owners, some opportunities to hire and get some workforce in your businesses. Fort Lewis is going to be having a hiring fair soon. There's other apprentice opportunities, and we want our business community to know what those opportunities are. Now, for you artists out there, please remember March 5th is the deadline for the call for artists for a new mural here in Pagosa Springs. If you go to mypagosa.org, you can find out more information about this public art project. It's going to be on the geothermal building right by the Riverwalk over by 5th Street. But the deadline for this and the application process is March 5th. So please find out more about that. Murals are coming up here in Pagosa, and they're absolutely fabulous. So this is another opportunity for our artist community. That's going to be it. Oh, yes, one more thing. Today in your inboxes, you should have received a new email from us through Constant Contact. So please look through your junk mail or whatever, your spam, for this email, because it's a very short and concise piece of information. But we're going to be giving out this email once a month. And it's the business statistics of Pagosa at a glance. So we're going to be looking at our retail sales tax for the month up to year. We're looking at our lodging tax. We're also looking at our real estate numbers. You will have this information in your inboxes every month at a glance. So we're working on this piece. If you have some feedback on that piece and you'd like to see some other information, please contact us here at the Chamber. We'd love to hear what you have to say. We hope you enjoy this new piece of information just for the business community. So enjoy that. Look for that in your inboxes, your email inboxes today. That's it for me. Everybody, let's get out there. We need some snow in the next couple days. So let's cross our fingers. Let's hope it happens, and let's get some snow on the ground and some moisture here in Pagosa Springs. Thank you all for joining us. Have a safe President's Day weekend, and we'll see you here next Wednesday. Thank you.